The moment I knew something was wrong wasn't dramatic. No shouting. No confrontation. It was silent. The kind that answers questions without speaking. I stood in my apartment holding my phone, staring at a message magazine. No reply. That silence felt intentional. Calculated. Like a door being closed slowly, making sure it didn't slam. I told myself not to panic. I told myself adults don't panic over unanswered messages. Still, my chest tightened. Something had shifted. Before Kevin, my mother called me every morning. Not because she needed help. Because she liked routine. She liked hearing my voice while boiling water for tea. When the calls stopped, I blamed schedules. Adjustments. Doctors. New medication. That's what Kevin said. He always had an explanation ready. The explanation sounded clean. Professional. They left no space for argument. But they also left no space for my voice. I started keeping notes. Dates. Times. Who said what? Not because I was suspicious. Because I felt myself slipping out of the story. Conversations were being summarized for me. Decisions were being reported after they happened. I was no longer consulted. I was informed. That difference matters. When I asked directly why my involvement was decreasing, Kevin sighed. He said my mother was becoming anxious when I visited. He said familiarity was overwhelming her. He said I was emotionally too close. That phrase landed like an accusation. Too close. As if love could be mismanaged. As if connection were a liability. I apologized. I don't know why. But I did. Weeks passed like that. Polite distance. Soft boundaries. Firm decisions wrapped in gentle language. Kevin encouraged me to focus on myself. He said caretakers often lose their identity. He said separation was healthy. That word again. Healthy. It made resistance feel irresponsible. The first time I tried to override him, the system pushed back. Forms required approval. Approval required meetings. Meetings were postponed. Postponements turned into silence. I was being outpaced. Outprocessed. Outwritten. One afternoon, I ran into my mother's old neighbor at the pharmacy. She looked confused when she saw me. She asked why I'd stopped visiting. She said my mother told people I was busy now. Important. Unavailable. The words tasted bitter. Busy was the lie chosen for me. That night, I dreamed my mother was calling my name through a glass wall. I woke up with my heart racing. That's when fear replaced confusion. I demanded a meeting. Not a call. Not a message. A meeting. Kevin agreed, sounding almost relieved. He said clarity would help us both. His office smelled like paper and coffee. The walls were lined with certificates. Authority displayed like decoration. He spoke slowly, choosing words with care. He said my emotional responses were escalating. He said institutions notice patterns. He said my mother required stability. He said he was legally obligated to prioritize her well-being. Then he slid a document across the table. It was a summary of decisions already made. Residential adjustments. Financial management. Communication protocols. My name appeared once. As a potential disruptor. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because my brain couldn't process the shift. I asked when I stopped being her daughter and became a risk factor. Kevin didn't answer that. He said emotions distort perspective. That was the moment I understood the trap. I couldn't be calm without seeming indifferent. I couldn't be emotional without proving instability. Either way, I lost credibility. When I left that office, the city felt unfamiliar. Louder. Sharper. As if I'd stepped into a version of reality where I no longer existed fully. I tried calling my mother again. The call didn't go through. Days later, a letter arrived. Formal. Neutral. It informed me of revised visitation guidelines. Visits were now supervised. Scheduled. Limited. I read the letter 3 times before my hand started shaking. I wasn't being excluded accidentally. I was being managed. I contacted a lawyer. She listened carefully. Then she asked one question that changed everything. Who has documentation? I realized then how little I had kept. Trust doesn't archive conversations. Love doesn't record proof. Belief doesn't create backups. But something inside me refused to accept erasure quietly. I started digging. Public records. Archived filings. Old revisions. That's when I saw the pattern. Kevin's name appeared again and again in cases like mine. Always near transitions. Always near vulnerable families. Always near silence. I wasn't the first. I wouldn't be the last. The final blow came unexpectedly. A care facility employee contacted me privately. She said my mother asked for me daily. She said my mother believed I chose distance. She said someone explained my absence as self-care. That lie was efficient. Clean. Devastating. I stood in my kitchen shaking, realizing the truth. I hadn't just stepped back. I'd been written out. And then I discovered something else. Something buried. Something recent. A transfer request. Not approved yet. But submitted. My mother wasn't just being separated from me. She was about to disappear completely. And this time, silence wasn't an option. I thought losing access was the worst part. I was wrong. They were preparing to move her, and I wasn't supposed to know. Systems don't need to hate you to erase you. They only need you to stay polite. How many times have you trusted calm authority over your own instincts? The end. Watch episode 3. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell to stay updated. And check out our playlist for more. Your support means everything to us.